In a quiet, dusty village surrounded by fields and mountains, there lived a woman named Chiara. She wasn't rich nor powerful, just an ordinary lady with extraordinary dreams. Life, however, hadn't been kind to her. Her husband had passed away in an accident when she was only 25. Since then, she raised her little daughter alone, doing odd jobs, sometimes stitching clothes, sometimes selling vegetables. Every day felt like a battle, but the village people weren't kind either. They whispered behind her back, "She is unlucky. Her life is cursed." Some even told her, "Why don't you just accept your fate? Happiness isn't for people like you." And yet, Chiara always carried a smile. One day, during a scorching summer afternoon, Chiara's daughter, Ragni, came home from school in tears. "Mom," she cried, "my teacher said I can't participate in the debate competition because I don't have nice clothes or the right accent." Everyone laughed at me. Maybe they are right. We don't belong among happy people. For the first time, Ragni questioned her mother. "Mom, why do you smile when life is so unfair? Why don't you cry like others?" Chiara looked at her daughter in silence. The weight of her past pressed down, loneliness, hunger, humiliation. But instead of answering, she simply said, "Tomorrow, I'll show you why." Ragni didn't understand. The next morning, Chiara woke Ragni before sunrise. They walked to the riverbank, where the first rays of dawn painted the sky gold. Birds chirped loudly, the water sparkled, and the cool breeze brushed their faces. Chiara turned to Ragni and said, "Do you see the sun? Every night it disappears into darkness. But does it complain? No, it rises again, shining even brighter. Life is unfair, my daughter, but happiness is not given by life, it is chosen by us." Chiara listened carefully, still unsure. That very evening, a tragedy struck. The small hut they lived in caught fire from a fallen lantern. Villagers rushed, but most stood back, whispering, "Poor woman, unlucky again." Chiara and Ragni lost almost everything: clothes, books, the little furniture they had. Ragni broke down. "Mom, now we have nothing. How can you smile now?" Everyone's eyes turned to Aisha. This was the moment where most would collapse. Instead, she took her daughter's trembling hand, looked at the crowd, and with a calm but firm voice said, "We lost things, not our courage. Fire burned our house, not our hope. We can build again. Happiness is not about what life gives us. It's about what we decide to keep alive inside us." There was silence. For the first time, the same villagers who mocked her felt ashamed. Some came forward with food, some with clothes, others with wood to rebuild her home. Weeks later, Ragni stood proudly on a stage in a nearby town's competition, not in fancy clothes, but in a simple dress stitched by her mother. She spoke fearlessly, telling the story of her mother who smiled even when life was unfair. When she finished, the hall erupted in applause. She didn't just win the competition, she won respect. Years later, people in the village would often say, "Whenever life feels unfair, remember Chiara, the woman who taught us that happiness is not found in wealth, fairness, or circumstances. It is created here." She would tap her heart and smile. And Chiara? She never stopped smiling, because she had learned the greatest truth. Life may not always be fair, but happiness is always a choice.